Joining us now from Westchester, Pennsylvania is Mark Zandi. He's chief economist for Moody's Economy.com. Good to have you with us, Mark. When you look at all this, all the information that, of course, Rebecca just gave us, are we in fact headed toward a double-dip recession?
No, I don't think so. But I would say that the odds of a double dip are rising, and they're uncomfortably high. And we don't have any cushion. If anything else goes wrong, then I think we will go back into recession. But at this point, no, I think we'll avoid it.
So we're not heading there, but it could be a possibility. Take a look at housing for me, if you would. The numbers this week were awful. Have we hit the bottom for the housing market, or is there still more room to drop here?
Well, housing is double dipped. You point to the home sales data. They are particularly weak, housing construction, and I think we will experience some more house price declines over the next 6-9 months. But I think we are close to, if not at the bottom. Some of the weakness is related to the fact that we had a housing tax credit that pushed forward sales. Lots of people came into the market this summer to take advantage of that credit. It expired, and so, of course, on the backside of the credit, we're seeing these very, very weak sales numbers. So I think these are probably the worst of the numbers we're going to see in this housing crash.
There's so much focus on the Obama administration, on what was done on the stimulus package. How much of what we're seeing in the economy right now is a direct result of the administration's policies and of the stimulus?
Well, it is related. I think it's fair to say the recession ended about a year ago in large part because of the stimulus efforts. I don't think it's any coincidence that the recession ended as the stimulus provided its maximum benefit to the economy. But the stimulus is now fading. The housing tax credit is being part of that stimulus, as an example. And so the impetus to growth, the benefit to growth is winding down, and that's one of the reasons why the economy is slowing.
So would that be a case then, as you see the economy slowing, to extend those Bush tax cuts, which we're hearing so much about and which has really become important as we move forward to the elections in November?
Yeah, good point. I mean, I don't think it would be wise to raise taxes for anyone in 2011 when the economic recovery is so fragile. Now, the president has proposed raising tax rates back to where they were for people who make over $250,000 a year on a joint basis. That's a very wealthy group, about 3% of the population. I think that's reasonable, but only in 2012, 13, 14, when the economy is off and running. I wouldn't do it in 2011 when the recovery is so weak.
Okay. If we look out long term a little bit, there's all this information on record numbers of people pulling money out of their 401k, which is a very scary thought, but for some people necessary at this point. How is that going to affect them in the long term?
Well, it's not good, and it does highlight, obviously, the very significant stress that many households are under, and the fact that this downturn is now very long. It began, some 3 years ago, so people are really blowing through a lot of their financial resources. I think for people in their late 40s and 50s, obviously what this means is they're probably going to have to work longer if they're going to want to maintain their lifestyle in retirement. For people in their 30s and 40s, they've got time to recover, but they're probably going to have to save more. I mean, we as a nation did not save very much. We are not prepared for retirement, even paying for our child's college education. So we are going to, as a group, save a lot more going forward.
A lot of work ahead of us. Mark Zandi, always appreciate your perspective. Thanks.
Thank you.